Ladies and gentlemen, was Arizona really too close to call, or was it all rigged from the very start? Broken machines on election day, mystery paper ballots, chain of custody disasters. We've seen the red flags for years. Now President Donald Trump and his team are exposing it all. Federal probes are hitting Maricopa County hard. Records have been seized. Dominion voting machines seized. The truth is finally surfacing. The deep state thought that they buried this, but Trump is digging it up. And the fraudsters are about to face the storm. Stick around. This is much bigger than we ever thought. We are talking about the federal and state governments working with foreign enemies to buy off judges, to buy off the media, to buy off politicians just so that they can steal your vote. And finally, the Trump administration has all the proof. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment. How is your day going? We're going to watch 2 videos of massive updates out of Maricopa. First one is Mark Finchem explodes on elections. Quote, there is evidence. Democrats kept it out of the court. Clip number 1.
I don't want to preclude any opportunity for DOJ to make an announcement about what they're finding, but I happen to know some of the actors who have evidence that they have turned over. It's evidence that we were informed of back in November 2020. So for these clowns to say, oh, there's no evidence, Brnovich had no evidence, there was no evidence in court. Well, you did everything, this is the radical left Democrats, you did everything possible, including buying off judges, to keep these cases out of court so that evidence could not be presented. Well, there's a case in Atlanta, Georgia, curling. The curling case showed that these machines could indeed be hacked within 5 minutes from a damn cell phone. So don't give me this argument that we have no evidence. That is pure gaslighting BS coming from a media which, quite frankly, I am glad that there are shows like yours, young lady. I am glad that we have social media that now just goes around the artists of propaganda. We are engaged in 5th generation warfare. And anybody wants to look up what that is, follow General Mike Flynn.
So according to State Senator Mark Finchem, that they have the evidence that Dominion and Smartmatic machines could be hacked in less than 5 minutes with something as simple as my iPhone. That's it. Now, Kari Lake, you know Trump has tapped her to save Arizona. Here's what she said just last night on Newsmax.
I think a day of reckoning is coming in Maricopa County in Arizona, the really ground zero for the most corrupt elections in our country. And there's some stiff competition. I mean, I could name a few states, including Georgia and Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and others. And this is why the president is pushing for the Save America Act. It really is about saving America. I've been watching your program tonight, Greg, and all of the malcontents in politics that you've talked about tonight, including Mamdani. You know, sometimes you scratch your head and say, how do these people get into office? Are people really that dumb? But what it really is, I believe, is elections are really that bad. And what we need to see is legal voters voting, not illegals. We need to see our voter rolls cleaned up, and we need to show proof of citizenship to vote and have paper ballots, hand counted, no machines, and no mail-in ballots, except for if you're traveling or if you are in the military or if there's some sort of an emergency. It's really simple to clean up our elections. And then we can know that the people we elect are really there because they won. Why do you think all these people in Congress and in the Senate don't want to pass the SAVE Act? I think a lot of them are very worried that if we really have truly honest elections, they won't be sitting in the Senate. They won't be sitting in the House of Representatives.
That's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The reason that there are Republicans, rhinos, Democrats who are in Congress and Senate, judges, people that are, in state and city and county elected offices, why they are fighting tooth and nail and colluding with the mainstream news media to absolutely destroy the Save America Act and everything that they can to stop it is because they know if we go back to free and fair constitutional democratically run elections, they're done. They're cooked. Because the mass Americans, vast majority of Americans are common sense. They're against transgender for all. They're against open borders. They're against illegal immigration. They're against men and women's sports. But these Bolshevik communists who are trying to destroy a country, they know that in order to destroy the country, they must first take over the elections. Because normal people will not vote for these idiots. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just finish with what Mark Finchem said. I don't want to get ahead of the DOJ, but what they have discovered is absolutely game-changing. God bless you. I appreciate you. I'll keep you guys updated. Stay blessed. I'll see you soon.